Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 54. My name is Jason Erpeling. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC, and I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and buyandsellDVC.com.
And today is Wednesday, February 16th, 2022. So your 11-month booking window is already going to be January 16th, 2022. And your 7th month booking window is going to be September 16th, 2022. And I just want to mention real quick, because we got a lot of people in our Facebook group that join that, they're looking for reservations. And if you hop in there and say, I'm looking for a reservation for something that is 10 months in advance, and it's at Bay Lake Tower, well, that's when the DVC-Rental team, they have to have a member that owns that Bay Lake Tower to book that reservation. That's why the booking dates matter when it comes to that. Because if it's under 7 months, it doesn't matter where the points come from.
And I'll mention the Facebook group is Disney Vacation Club. Disney Vacation DVC Resales. Disney Vacation Club Resales DVC. Disney Vacation Club Resales DVC.
They're in the description below. There's a link to the Facebook group. So please join, because it's a lot of information in there for you.
It's a lot to say when you forget for a second.
Yes.
I had you were talking, I mentioned Disney Vacation Club Resales DVC, and now I'm like, DVC, Disney, I forgot.
We're going to start with Scott first this week from the DVC-Rental side.
After recovery after that. So I mentioned previously that I just got back from the Disney Dream. This was my second sailing on the Dream within 3 months, and we've gone...
Wait, what were the dates on this one?
This was January 17th to 21st.
Well, I'm just curious what the weather was like.
It was a little bit cool, but it was before it got really cold.
Okay.
So it was not bad. Again, this was the second sailing on the Dream, and between the Dream sandwich, I had a Royal Caribbean Mariner of the Season there. So now I could do the best comparison for all of them, because the Disney Dream, I think I went in with specific expectations, and I was paying a lot of money, so everything, obviously it was biased. This time, as a travel agent, I got a ridiculously good price on it, so it made it similar price to Royal Caribbean. But I'll go on.
I can't wait to get to the internet part.
So the internet part was perfectly fine. The internet, again, Mariner of the Seas had issues on the internet for that cruise. This one, just like before, it's just they charge you $90 per gig, and we were able to cut back a little bit, so it wasn't as bad. But I mean, internet was fine. It was streaming pretty well. There was no issues with the internet. We had a really great time on this. I went down to the concierge level, and I just wanted to watch customer service. I just wanted to inquire about staying on the ship. And we were doing a 4-day, and there's, back to back is the 3-day. When you come back, it goes out that same exact day. The 3-day was like triple the price of what I paid. So unfortunately I had to leave because I wasn't going to do that. Had a really great time. Comparing the two ships, I would say the food is a little bit better on the Disney Dream than the Mariner of the Seas. Not by a huge amount, but it's a little bit better. The desserts are a little bit better on Royal Caribbean versus Disney. And for the money, again, I got a great deal. I'm very happy with it. I want to stay on the ship. But for the money you're paying, I feel like the desserts need to be better. They're just not sweet enough. A lot of times, we just have that.
On the Disney one, you're saying, right?
Yes. They have a couple special desserts, and then a lot of times they just have a basic ice cream sundae that they make. A lot of times we're going with just the ice cream sundae just because the other desserts it seems like they don't put enough sugar in it. A lot of times all the chocolate, it's a dark chocolate. It's never sweet. It always seems like it needs sugar. And we had the cheesecake several times. Disney just can't get cheesecake right on these ships. It's always gelatinous, and it's just bad. But again, that's just the desserts. Really had a great time.
And did both sons eat the desserts?
Most of the time, yes.
Okay.
I think once maybe they left.
That's good news.
You and the dessert, you and my kids. But had a really great time. Lots of entertainment on the ship. There was an amazing violinist who was playing. We purposely tried to make sure we got out and about and do a lot of stuff that we normally didn't do. Go to the bar areas where the performers, we watched the pianist play and a great violinist. We did trivia 3 times. We won the Pixar trivia, and 2 of the other trivias we came in second place. So people one of them was a Marvel, and one was maybe just a Disney trivia, and like we were
Second places, that's impressive.
we
I mean, it wasn't out of 3 people, right?
No. There was I don't know. It depended. Maybe there was 8 groups or something like that.
That's pretty good.
And one of them was on a Disney Cruise Line trivia, and unbelievably we got second, and it was only my second cruise, and I'd only done the Dream. You know, and they're asking questions about all these other ships, but to be honest, they were lighter sailings. I mean, I think there were about 1,300 people on our ship, and the ship holds close to 4, I believe.
Oh wow!
So
you had a whole floor to yourself.
Yeah, pretty much so. It was really, really nice. So I enjoyed that. Went to Castaway Cay again. I enjoyed it more this time. Last time we did Castaway Cay, we did the Stingray tour, which was a lot of fun. But then it started raining, and we didn't get to explore enough or do as much stuff. This was definitely better this time. But Royal Caribbean has Coco Cay, which is their private island, which still blows away Castaway Cay. So Disney can do better there. And what I didn't like is that there's 2 like Bahamian shops where you can like go and buy stuff. They're both closed because of COVID. Whereas Royal Caribbean, there's literally probably 20 shops on the beach, and they're all up and running and doing well. So Coco Cay is definitely better. But there were no issues with anything on this boat. I had a great time. One thing I will point out is that which I found really odd for Disney, is that I didn't see half as many people cleaning as I did on Royal Caribbean. Like on Royal Caribbean, they were constantly going, cleaning the rails, cleaning the elevators. It was a presence that you felt. With Disney this time, I didn't see it. I was like, is anybody cleaning this stuff as well? I mean, so it's one of those things that I go, maybe Disney could do a little bit better on it. But again, not disparaging it. Love the cruise. But for the money, if I have to choose, and I'm not getting a great discount, I'm pretty much going to go with Royal Caribbean. But again, if Disney comes on par prices with some of these great discounts, I'll definitely do Disney again. But
on the piano playing, was it like doing pianos like Jelly Rolls, or was it like Billy Joel songs?
He played different stuff. Sometimes they play pop music. Sometimes they play Disney classical music.
2 piano players or just 1?
One guy. And sometimes he was in the main atrium playing. A lot of times, I mentioned last week that we were staying in an area where the DVC guides were. A lot of times we were just sitting there in the lounge working, and like the piano player was in the atrium 1 floor below, and he was sitting there, maybe 1 or 2 floors below, but just sitting there playing, just sitting there listening to him. And then there was just a violinist who was fantastic. She would go to different lounges, and she was playing, pop music and some stuff. She was Ukrainian. So one day we didn't get to see it, but she was playing music from like her home country and other like foreign music from all different countries, not US stuff. We didn't make that one, but again, she played pop music. She played a bunch of different stuff, and she was absolutely fantastic. So we had a really good time. The entertainment was great. We just wanted to make sure we did different lounges, did some trivia stuff, which we don't normally do, and just had a really, really nice time, and just didn't want to leave. We were having such a good time, and no rocking on the boat at all. Like, didn't feel anything. It was a great cruise.
So when you compare the entertainment between the two, because the Royal Caribbean, do they have like ice skating shows,
yes.
Comedians?
Royal Caribbean has more entertainment. Okay. I found that's one thing Disney's lacking a little bit. They've got.
So what's Disney's? I forget when you did your.
There's not much. They have a Beauty and the Beast show, which we did last time, which was very, very good. And then they have another show that I'm almost embarrassed to say it. It was so bad we walked out in the middle of it. It was just boring and nothing to do with real Disney. It was just. It seemed like a high school kind of put it on. Really? It was not good.
And this was during the cruise ship with only 1,300 people?
Yes. So normally
is the entertainment back because of it's not full capacity, or is that normal?
No, the entertainment should be back. Last when we did the cruise in
November?
October? Yeah, November was the Mariner of the Seas. October was the Disney Dream. When we did the last one, they had 2 Beauty and the Beast showings, and we did both of them. They didn't have this show playing. This time they had 1 Beauty and the Beast show and this show. And we didn't do the Beauty and the Beast show because we did it twice last time, which I kind of wish I had done it again because it was a really, really good show. And instead we did this show, and it was disappointing.
So let's say the folks out there that had never cruised before, what are the biggest tips that you would give them if they're looking at either one, Royal Caribbean or Disney?
I mean, honestly, I find the two very, very comparable. If you have young kids and you can swing it, do the Disney.
Because your kids' ages are 14?
11 and 14.
11 and 14.
They're 11.
So keep that in mind, folks. 11 and 14, they're not always eating desserts.
And boys as well.
And they're boys.
So, because a lot of times, they have tons of meet and greets with the characters and a lot of the princesses and stuff. And truthfully, my kids don't really care about standing and meeting Cinderella. So if you've got younger ones, or if you've got little girls, and you can swing it, do the Disney Cruise Line, because it's a great time. That you'll never pretty much be upset. The only thing you can pretty much be upset about really is just the price.
And as far as like pool activities on the deck, if you have 6 and 8 year olds, they compare the two cruises are pretty similar, or
yeah, pretty similar. They have basic stuff going on, not much, but all the pools they've got smaller pools, but then you've got slides, and Disney has the Aqueduct on theirs, which is the little water roller coaster that goes around the ship, which is a bunch of fun. We didn't do this trip because it was a little too cold for me, but we did it back in October, and that was fun. But very similar. Do Disney if you can. If you can't, or especially if you have little kids. Otherwise, you'll be very happy with Royal Caribbean. I've gone on them several times now. I find them very, very comparable to Disney. Maybe they're one little step below, but a lot of times if they're a third of the price, it's kind of hard to beat Royal Caribbean.
Well, it sounds like you had a good time. Do we have more cruises coming up again, or
right now we have another Royal Caribbean cruise planned for March. I'm not sure if we're keeping it. We've still
spring break.
Yeah, it's over spring break. So one thing that's a concern is that the prices for it, because it's spring break, are higher. We're supposed to have a suite for this one, which we've never done before, but prices are higher. And when talking to Royal Caribbean, it seems like the ship's pretty much at capacity. They've got like 40 rooms left. I think they're still trying to social distance some stuff, so they're not opening everything. But it seems like it's going to be a much more crowded ship, which is making us kind of, double think some stuff. Going, do we want to do it again? Because we've just done so many cruises recently. I'm going, do we do this again? But we've been having a lot of time. But last time I was on Royal Caribbean, internet had an issue, which again was just odd. That should be fixed. And we did have some issues with, it was a little rocky, which maybe is just weather. I don't know if somehow, or maybe the Disney Dream is somehow better equipped, better stabilizers than the Royal Caribbean ship. But the Royal Caribbean, we felt a decent amount more moving. So that's what I've been a little tentative about with the next cruise, but we'll see. It's up in the air still.
All right, now we're on to your food review of the week.
Do your thing, Ty.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So I have to keep talking again, huh? Oh, done so much talking already.
Yes.
Food review. I'm gonna lose my voice here. It's, as you saw in the picture.
Is this on the cruise ship?
No, this is not. I thought about doing the cruise ship. I figured a lot of people, might not want that just because
it's based on what you said. We need a dessert review from the Disney cruise ship.
I'll do.
That's your next assignment.
I'll do a cruise one coming up shortly. I promise. I didn't know if that was like too selective. Like not a lot of people had done the cruises. I didn't want to do it. More people have done the parks.
You got to do it.
Okay, I'll do it. Says this is the Mickey Head chocolate chip cookie. This is pretty much a staple across Disney property. So as you see, it's a big cookie. It's about this large, I would say. It's cookie. It's got the Mickey heads on top, and it's chocolate chip. It's drizzled chocolate on it, and the ears and the top, like a little Mickey hat, are dipped in chocolate. So the whole thing is chocolate covered on the front. It's a giant but basic cookie. The flavor is decent. I always prefer like a chewier cookie like the Gideon's that we had. This is like a more crunchy cookie. It's a decent cookie, but this cookie provides a great bang for the buck, especially if you've got kids. Like, we used to go to a park, they had this at Animal Kingdom. When I just did the Bay Lake Tower review. When we went to other shops at Contemporary, they had this cookie at Bay Lake Contemporary as well. So, it's across multiple places on Disney property. And what we used to do when my kids were younger, I'd get one cookie, and we end up splitting it between them. So it's on the thrifty side, good bang for the buck. The kids can easily split it, and there's normally leftovers. And it's $5.49. So you get a big cookie, and it's split. You can split it for $5.50. That's not bad. Score, I give it a 5.9. It's nothing especially special, but again, for the value, I mean, if you're looking for value, this is a great cookie. If you're looking for taste, go elsewhere because it's not going to knock your socks off, but especially good for the kids. If you want to get yourself something a little more special and your kids are little and aren't.
Wait, did your kids eat this?
Yes, my kids have had this before a couple times. You just, just break it in half and you give it to them and they'll eat it for a while and odds are they're not going to finish it. So it's a big cookie and again, relatively inexpensive. So great value for what you're getting.
That sounds wonderful. All right, now we're on to the buy and sell side.
Finally.
And for those that don't know, a lot of people think, well, Disney's only selling Riviera and they're only selling Alani. But Disney does have prices, for all the other resorts based, sometimes they get a buyback or foreclosures or something like that. So the Disney's Beach Club, the price directly from Disney is going, I'm not sure on the date on this. It's going to $265 a point. That's,
if you don't mind me asking, because again, resale wise, what are a similar beach club contract going
if you're
for?
just going to go with a basic 200 point listing with 200 points coming in 2022, it's probably going to be like around 148 to 153 a point, something like that.
Almost $100 a point less.
Right. And I mean, like when you debate something, I was always taught that you should always see, both sides of the argument. How can this person think this? How can this person think this? Well, when I look at these prices, it's hard for me to think anymore. Why would someone buy Beach Club
$20,000
directly
more
from Disney at this point?
$20,000.
Because I just
expiring 2042.
Right, and
$20,000 cheaper than
And then you have Boardwalk at $230 a point, Hilton Head at $155 a point, and Vero Beach at $140 a point. So the thing I just want to personally, I think if everyone's aware of what's going on, I don't think anyone is going to choose this option, because if you choose,
and that's what's crazy is that people don't know about resale, and people are going to buy this directly from Disney. They have a market for it, and you could buy it. And again, I'm not even just pushing ourselves. You could buy this resale for $100 a point less, or Boardwalk might be $80, $90 a point less. But you're looking at a 200 point contract, a $20,000 savings, an $18,000 savings. I mean, and people don't know about this, and people are going to be buying this direct from Disney.
Well,
so it's crazy.
And it's like, like if you say Bay Lake Tower 2009, someone bought it direct and they paid, $95, $100 a point or something.
Great deal.
So, but, and then they bought it direct, and then, they resell it now into 2022. They're selling it for, typically 160 to 170 a point.
I can guarantee you, anybody who buys that Beach Club at $265 is not going to be reselling that for a profit.
That's the thing. That's that's
going to be a huge.
I don't like to use the word guarantee, but it's hard to imagine. And then it's just like they're the beach. So that person, if something happens 2 years and they're looking to resell it. Again, I'm not trying to go viral or anything, but I just
I go viral. Make this go viral.
I don't see how you can buy these resorts directly from Disney at this point. You know what I mean? Like if try to look at the other side though and say, are you buying it because you want to get a blue card, because you want to get a discount by the Sorcerer's Pass, or?
Yes, so it's the Sorcerer's Pass.
So why would someone, if you had all the information available to you, can you see what?
There are no passes right now either.
Right. They're not. Yeah. But if you had all this information in front of you, can you see why someone?
Not these. There are others, possibly like Riviera.
Right. Like if you want to buy Riviera direct,
165 or something like that, 180.
Yeah,
I forget the exact price for Riviera, but you go, okay, there's not a giant jump.
Right.
There's brand new. That makes sense, but I don't know how anybody who has all the information in front of them could possibly make that decision to book these.
And part of me, again, I don't know what the numbers are, people, but. Part of me just says that, Disney just has these prices to use them to help them sell the other properties. Like, hey, here's, you're trying to buy Riviera right now. Well, look at Beach Club. We sold this, back in the 90s for $65 a point. It's now selling for $265,
But Disney buys back stuff.
Yeah.
They're buying these contracts back, and then they'll sell it to this person for $265. I guarantee you right now, there's people on the wait list for Beach Club directly through Disney for $265 a point.
This guy is throwing out a lot of guarantees today. That's a lot of guarantees.
There is. You're the broker, obviously, and Disney buys back stuff all the time. They've increased.
Well, when you say all the time,
it's still a lower percentage. It's 10%, ballpark, 12%.
But the resorts that they target right now are generally Saratoga, and really the trickiest one is Old Key West, because Disney, it's really an unfair advantage in my opinion, because
I agree.
they buy back a 2042 and then they just immediately change it to a 2057. So it's not really fair. It's not like they can take an Alani and change it to a subsidized, or take a Vero and change it to a subsidized. They can't do that. But on Old Key West, they can just flip it to a 2057. So the two resorts that they target the most are Saratoga and Old Key West. Now, generally speaking, I will say that beach club and boardwalk owners don't typically get the offers, take the offers low enough for Disney's going to buy it back. Now, sometimes it does happen. So yes, Disney's not buying something back because they don't think they can sell it. They're buying it back because they think they can resell it, like Scott says. So, somebody's out there, going to be buying it for the new rate of $230 a point. So
you put a beach club through at $130 right now. I think Disney's going to buy it back, and they'll have somebody pay the $265 to buy it from them.
So it's just, again, I just rather have you all, because the last thing you want is, someone, and generally speaking, would you say that it's new people that are going to buy these, or is it someone that's already a member adding on, or it's just a toss-up?
I think it's probably new people. It's people who don't know better. I hope that most people who have owned DVC for a while, I know it's not always the case, but I'm hoping that most people who've owned it for a while are more experienced, and they've been in forums, they've been on Facebook, they've done stuff where they go, hey, there is a resale market. And they know that this is selling for $150 in the resale market. And so they're not going to pay the $265. I think a lot of times it's the people who are learning, they don't know better. A lot of times, maybe not specifically for Beach Club, but especially for like the newer stuff, I think that a lot of times it's the families that come down here, they're in Magic Kingdom, their daughter's eyes are lit up, their son's eating a Dole Whip and it's dripping down, and everybody's having the best time they've ever had. And they see this and they go, heck yeah, I'm going to lock into 50 more years of this. Look how much fun we're having. So I think like a lot of the people who are coming in have no idea resale even exists. They're just in the moment, locked in. It's like going to the grocery store, and every grocery store you go check out, they got they've got the stuff right there, candy bars and stuff, just those last minute items where you're like, well, I wasn't even looking for that, but yeah, I want that. It's right here in front of me, and that's kind of like what Disney does. I wasn't planning on buying a timeshare, but we're having a great time, and it's right here in front of me, and they buy on the spot, and they don't realize that resale even exists.
And keep in mind what he just, like he said 50 years, but like these still have the same end dates.
Yes.
Like you buy any one of these 4 resorts, it's still 2042. So it's not like you're buying it and then it starts a new clock. It still ends 2042. And it's just one of those things. I've been doing this, since 2004. And majority of the time when someone is coming to me saying, hey, I need to sell this property, it's someone that's used it. Some people do only use it 2 or 3 years, they sell it, but they've used it for a long time. And majority of the time, they're selling it for more than what they paid. Yeah. So it's, you don't want to run into those people that say, hey, I need to sell this beach club. It's not working out for me for whatever reason. And all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, I just want to make you aware that, the market value is this. If they took out a mortgage, they may be upside down, and that's not the situation you want to be in. Because when you buy into this property, because again, if you buy in resale, and again, I've been doing this 2004, there always has been a few ups and downs, but for the long haul, it's the price is more now than when it was 2004. It's more now than 2012. So if you keep it for a short time, it's typically going to sell for more than what you paid for it. So you're able to get back. If you decide that it's not for you, you're able to sell it and get back what you paid in. So
I have a couple of contracts that I bought probably 10 years ago that are worth more than double what I paid for them already. And again, I've used them for 10 years and enjoyed them for 10 years and rented out the points and made money for 10 years, and they're worth double now. And I bought resale. I never bought direct.
So I don't want to, be that person that says, don't do this, but
don't do it.
But really, and if you say, hey, I have an argument for why you should do it, please let me know. But I don't think at this point that you should be buying these resorts directly from Disney at these prices, because you're not going to get the value for and especially if you're buying it to say, to go on a Disney, you're buying it direct because you want to go on a Disney cruise. Well, don't use the money to buy at the boardwalk.
Yeah,
and it's not a good use of points. You're going down a whole new other road. But, my tip for the day is do not buy these resorts directly from Disney at these prices. And be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Please, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can get back to wearing a golf shirt as well. We thank you for tuning in. I don't know if you have any signing off things you want to say.
No, definitely. Again, hit like, subscribe, check us out. We are on Twitter, we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So, visit our social media. Always feel free to interact with us. Send us comments, questions, whatever it is. We appreciate all of you, and thank you so much for watching.
And for 2022, we're tracking how often his sons eat dessert. So
apparently.
So thanks for watching.
Have a great day.